Okay, welcome everyone. Today I'm going to give an overview to the latest version of our guide to what an SI hub is. This guide gives an overview to the overall structure and workings of a systems innovation hub. This is the third version of the guide. Hubs have now been around for about 2 years. We've done a lot of learning and we've aggregated that from across the different hubs and brought it together to continuously update our model and thinking around what a hub is. And this is the third version of that. So for those who are new to what hubs are, this is what they are: systems innovation hubs. They're a network of local communities for learning about and doing systems innovation. Therefore, bringing people together to learn and apply these ideas in that local context. And this guide gives an overview to what a hub is. There are many other guides on our website that go more in depth into different aspects that we'll be covering here. So hubs are not just for learning, they're also about applying. So it's a community of practice, but it's also a community of doing. These are spaces, should we say. In these different communities, they're normally major cities around the world, for people to start to build their capacity, their understanding of these ideas, systems thinking, complexity theory, systems change, and then think about how they might apply them to actually changing systems. So this is what the network looks like at the moment. We're in 2022, 2 years down the line, and there are about 15 hubs or so, and still more getting set up at this time. So this is how we think about the hub. It's a space, as mentioned. It's a type of organization, of course, but it's really a collaboration between at least 3 parties. On the top right, we have the hub team. These are the people who are going to set the hub up. We also have the members. These are the people in that community who are interested in being part of this. And we have the SI platform, which is us, the people, our little team who help set up the hubs, manage, develop them, create the templates, these guides, so on and so forth. So hubs work as a collaboration between all of those members. All of those 3 parties really need to be there, be engaged, and be working together productively, or else this is not going to work. So we understand it's a collaboration. Just to jump into the different aspects of that, we'll talk a little bit about the platform first. So SI is a platform organization. This means there is a small team, an organization supporting the development of the network. And that's the website that you'll know, the community website. And a little group of people who help to define, clarify, develop the organization's purpose. And we represent SI as a community for trying to move forwards on this purpose around the advancement of the area of systems innovation in the world, should we say. And we collaborate with the hubs to do that, to build those communities, and that collaboration is structured around this thing we call the charter, which is the agreement between the platform and the hub as to how we're going to work together and what are the protocols of this organization. And we provide services to the hubs to help them get set up and develop over time. That's around branding and media, graphics and so forth, the content we provide, legal support, tech, design, finance, governance, so on and so forth. This is all described in greater detail and the guides on the website under the platform guides. You'll find all of that there. So then, of course, we have the hub teams. These are the little group of people, typically 3 to 5 people in the core team who want to set the hub up. And they're obviously instrumental to the whole enterprise. These are different dimensions to the hub team and the hub organization that we need to think about, and we do think about when we jump into the setup process of a hub. So purpose, we kind of start there. What's the unifying glue that's going to hold us together in terms of why we're showing up and what we're doing and why it's important? So we think about that. There's also structure. How do we organize ourselves, roles, and so forth. Down on the bottom left, it's about how we get activities done, kind of project management sort of stuff, timelines, so on and so forth. And on the bottom right, looking at the tools and software platforms we use to do all that. So just jumping into it, we have a purpose statement for the hub. It's a circle organization, which means, well, let's take a look. There's a core team in the center there organizing it, a few people. Then there can be partners on the outside, or extended team, we normally call them, who are joining every now and then to contribute on specific activities. The core team is there all of the time to help, or an ongoing basis, I should say, to help develop and organize the hub in terms of activities and so forth. On the outside, we have the members who participate in events, and then there may be followers and so on. So the role of the representative is really key. This is the person who connects between the hub and the overall platform. And every hub needs one representative, but then there can be other roles in the hub. It's really up to the hub as to how they organize themselves internally. But some hubs have different roles around kind of project management and overall strategy and so forth. Other roles around knowledge and training and running events and hosting events. The stuff around community development, people to build the community, and stuff around communications to keep everyone up to date also. In terms of organizing, how do we organize events? How do we kind of plan things out into the future? Timelines, we have one of those. We use a Miro board to structure all of this, and then templates for thinking about how to organize activities and so on. Then there's a set of software tools to help us organize in terms of where do we store files, our graphics, our groups for collaboration, and our communications tools and so on. So that's kind of the core of a hub and its organizational, the different parts of that. And now we'll talk about this third aspect of the users. And we think about really the core of what a hub is, or the essence, is that it's trying to develop or grow a community of systems innovators. And we think about that as a journey that those people are on. When we talk about growing, we say these are people who are going to go on a journey to becoming better systems thinkers and better systems innovators. And that's what we're trying to grow. And we use this idea of a user journey to try and structure that. Over time, hopefully these people are going to become initially aware members, more engaged and creators of this hub. And that's how we're building our community, should we say, and we can kind of get kind of more coherent about that in terms of these different stages to the user journey. It all starts with awareness. Then hopefully they become members, and members become engaged in activities to build their capacity, and ultimately they may become creators in this hub over time, co-creating it with us, projects and actually projects and labs, and actually trying to change systems, which is the ultimate aim here. So just zooming in a little bit, awareness. Yeah, no one's going to be involved in anything until they're really aware of it and perceive the value in it also. So that's a lot about communications. It can take different forms, online channels, but also offline, word of mouth and so forth. That's where it starts, but hopefully it doesn't end there. Hopefully it continues to them becoming members and joining our little hub network. And the question then is, what activities do we do to build that network, those connections between ourselves and members, between the members themselves, between the overall network. And then how do we build their capacity over time? How do we help them learn and develop and learn how to use tools and apply those tools and so forth? So that's a lot of what the event's about. Some of those events are around kind of learning ideas, discussions, and presentations. Others are about learning the tools and how to apply them. So maybe workshops or co-creations of this type. And finally, creators, right? We want these people to become champions and creators in our community. And those activities can take different forms, maybe projects we're working on, services we provide, maybe labs that we're running to engage members or members of the extended team in an actual structured process to work around a challenge, maybe even kind of launching an ecosystem to really try and change a system and build all those collaborations over the long run. So those are examples of creating, people getting involved in creating things in our community. And that's generally the hub in terms of all its structure and the different parties involved and so forth. Just a little bit about how we perceive the development of a hub over time. If we sustain the energy and the time and have the innovation to overcome all the challenges, what happens then? And we've over time come to kind of structure this around 3 different stages or 3 different types of hubs, and we have these different types. We see them in our network already. Connectors are the most basic ones, kind of low level of engagement, just a few people kind of representing SI within a particular location, hosting periodic events. Most of the hubs are community hubs. This means they have a kind of a full core team. They're meeting every week. They're actively involved in organizing and running regular events and building their community. Finally, there can be these creator hubs, which are more involved in actually running projects and services and labs and all of this stuff. Okay, so that's that. Just in terms of the business model, most hubs start out without any particular business model, and then over time may develop a kind of freemium business model, should we say, where we have activities and different trainings or things like this that we do, but we also have potentially can have paid versions of those as we become more developed as a hub and have that capacity to really provide something of value to the users. So that's a brief overview to what an SI hub is. I hope that was helpful. If you're interested in digging into any more of that, you'll find all the guides on our website that go into more depth on any of those, and you're welcome to reach out to me or one of the other community developers to talk about, to get more info or talk about setting up a hub.